Hello everyone and welcome to round 1 of the F1 2016 Formula 1 Championship in Australia. A brand new season brings brand new challenges, continuing with one new team in the form of Haas, one returning team in the form of Renault, and one team leaving the sport, which is unfortunately my team, Lotus. So we'll have to decide which is my favourite team as the season goes on. But still undecided at the moment, probably leaning more towards Renault at the moment, but who knows. We've also got one new track in the form of Azerbaijan, which is the European Grand Prix. That is down there on July the 7th on your calendar on the screen. We've also got new rules coming to the sport, including engines, tyres, virtual safety car, all sorts. It's a mad season. A new qualifying system as well, and we'll get onto that in a minute. But just thought I'd tell you guys a little bit about what this is. So every single race, I'm going to do a race review like this, and I might do a preview for the race, so my predictions for the race. Who knows? But who do I think is going to win the World Championship? One of my predictions. So right now, well, not right now because it's after the race, but before the race, I would have said it would be Rosberg and Vettel that are going to be fighting out this World Championship. I don't think Hamilton's got it this year, to be quite honest with you. I think he's going to struggle to get his third in a row. He's just not all there. And as we saw in the race, that was sort of the case. But we'll get onto that in a minute, and let's move back to qualifying. Wow. What a joke. What an absolute joke. What are they thinking? Jean Todt, head for the FIA, Bernie, what on earth were they doing? That was terrible. I mean, apart from the fact none of the Formula 1 teams can do actual maths, 90 seconds, they can't work it out that the lap is 1 minute 24, just under 90 seconds. I mean, come on. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, it wasn't even a surprising result. It was such a predictable result. Mercedes won 2, Ferrari 3. I mean, that was... Toro Rosso, for me, were outstanding. We can't take that away. Is it 5th and 7th? Split by Massa. I mean, that was great from the Toro Rosso boys. That was really impressive to see them just destroying the Red Bulls. McLaren 12th and 13th. That was good from them. And, Red Bull 14th and 15th, I was also happy with that as well. Not Red Bull, sorry. Renault, sorry, I do apologise for that. 14th and 15th, that was a good outing for them, but it was just such a bad system. I mean, there was 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes, 5 minutes to go in the session. And what happened? No one was out there. And they're like, yes, Hamilton's got pole, congratulations. No, not congratulations. There's still 5 minutes left, mate. There's still 5 minutes left. But no one's out on the track. I mean, it was a joke. It was a joke. But on to the race. What a race. Can I just say, a brilliant opener for the season. It's a complete contrast to qualifying. I mean, the start was incredible. I mean, those Ferraris, you just don't expect that from a race. I mean, previous 2 seasons, you would have expected the Mercedes to just absolutely bolt it, like you might see in my career mode. Link with that will be in the description. Make sure you check that out. But you would expect the Mercedes to absolutely bolt it. But no, the Ferraris, with this new clutch system, the Ferraris were just on the ball there, and Hamilton just got swamped. There's nothing else to say. He was down to like 6th, I think, into the first corner. I mean, that was ridiculous. And also, another person, the rookie, Pascal Wehrlein. I forgot to say, there's 3 rookies this year. Pascal Wehrlein, Rio Haryanto, and Julian Palmer, the Brit. But, sorry, I forgot to mention that. But Pascal Wehrlein, in the manner, of all cars manner, I think he went from like 22nd to 16th in that first corner. I was so impressed with him there. That was mad. But it was a really dominant performance by the Ferraris for, the first 20 or however many laps. Up until the red flag. Now, the red flag destroyed the Ferrari's race. And at this point, Raikkonen's car had already caught fire. So he's gone. He wasn't doing strong, I felt. I do feel he could have definitely got a second position. Maybe push for the lead. if depending on what strategy. Maybe dropped to third, fourth. Decent points no matter what from Raikkonen. I felt was definitely on the cards until that fire, and it's not great to have poor reliability on the first race, especially for Ferrari. So wasn't impressed there. But the red flag, I mean, that crash with Alonso was horrendous, and he's so lucky to have escaped that crash. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. He nearly died. Okay, and I do think it's Alonso's fault. I mean, a lot of you are going to say it's Gutierrez's fault. I think it was Alonso's fault. He's got to know that Gutierrez is going to brake a bit earlier on the older tyres, and you could argue with the new radio system where the engineers can't talk to people, that could have been a fault, but I feel it's a racing incident or Alonso's fault. I don't really think that's Gutierrez's fault at all, but that red flag destroyed the Ferraris and destroyed the two Toro Rossos, which were also having a great race, the Toro Rossos. But that red flag just destroyed their race and ended up with the Toro Rossos not getting much points at the end of the day. So after the red flag, Mercedes just went. Mercedes got it right on the strategy, Ricciardo got it right on the strategy, and Romain Grosjean got it right on the strategy in the Haas on their debut Grand Prix. Grosjean just knew what he was doing. Grosjean just decided, right, we're just going for these points now. We just got to make sure we can get these points. Ricciardo, well, I don't think I saw him. I don't think Channel 4 actually covered Ricciardo once, but he got fourth. But nothing really happened to him. So I don't really know what to make of that. Hamilton just sort of dropped off, allowed Vettel to catch up with him, and Vettel nearly got him as well after Vettel had to do that extra stop. But Vettel couldn't just do it. He went off onto the grass on the second to last corner, and that was such a shame. But I'll tell you what, something I do need to bring up is Julian Palmer after that red flag, and he was fighting with Valtteri Bottas. I mean, hats off to that man. On his debut Grand Prix in the Renault, in the Renault, come on, against the Williams, and I know Williams weren't at their best, but he did a great job defending, and he was great in that race. So that's really the race. So it ended up with Rosberg winning, which wasn't really a surprise. Hamilton second, Vettel third. Fourth was Ricciardo, and fifth was Massa. Yeah, fifth was Massa. Yeah. And sixth was Romain Grosjean. Points for Haas, the first team to do so. First brand new team since Toyota in 2002. And Brawn don't count for any of you eagle-eyed fans. Brawn don't count because they came from Honda, and it was all a bit funny. So they don't really count because they were bought over. That sort of thing. Just leave it. That's what the stats say. That's what the facts say. But the biggest disappointment for me in that race wasn't Raikkonen or Vettel, but came in the form of the Toro Rossos. Incredible qualifying from them both, and the strategy was not bad. Just the red flag destroyed them, and Verstappen, well, I was very disappointed in him across the radio, telling Sainz to hurry up, and then doing that silly move down into the second to last corner again. There was lots of overtaking there. But that cost Verstappen's race, I'm afraid. So yeah, that was the final result. And this season, what I'm trying to do is make sure and trying to work out who's the best driver and who was the best qualifier. So I'm going to give out points every race to the best qualifier, who I thought did the best job, and also the best race. And I might do a special mention. And the way the special mentions are going to work is 2 special mentions equal 1 race point. So that's how the system's going to work. So my qualifying point was Max Verstappen's 5th place in the Toro Rosso. That was a great job from him. And I nearly went with Sainz, but I did like Verstappen's quality a bit more. I nearly went for Sainz because Verstappen's usually seen as the better driver, and I thought Sainz could get a bit more love because I do like Sainz and I like Verstappen. But Verstappen's 5th in the Toro Rosso was a great job from him. And the race, I mean, there were some great drives, but I think my race point has got to go to Romain Grosjean in the Haas. For that 6th place, that was a special drive from him. And the special mention has got to go to Julian Palmer. I mean, I was really impressed by that battle with Bottas and just his overall performance. You know, finishing in 11th. He did start 14th, but he qualified in front of Magnussen. And Magnussen, who has raced at Australia before, and he qualified last year, didn't end up racing, broke down on the first lap, or the out lap. But I was very impressed with Palmer today, so he gets the special mention. Race point, as I said to Grosjean, quality point to Verstappen. So the Australian Grand Prix, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. The final result, Rosberg with the win, Hamilton second, Sebastian Vettel third.